Hello and welcome. I hope that the mic is working. My name is Lissa. Today, this is a general read. I consider it timeless when you find it. When it finds you, it's the right time. My question today is June 10th, 2026. Tower card. I just put back the Three of Pentacles. As I was warming up the deck, I kept getting the Three of Pentacles, which tells me there's a time of teamwork and collaboration and perhaps planning and laying the groundwork and foundation for something. It may come as an actual surprise to you. It may not be something that you are expecting to come in to your world. A big epiphany, a big insight. This is kind of, my glasses are still broken, so I'm just going to wiggle them. I'm so sorry. I haven't gone to go get any more. But right now, this tower card could also be divine intervention. Perhaps there's something you've been wanting and working toward. What, sir? Can you hear my cat? Come on. Shh. Who's talking to you? Nobody? Okay. So, um, what is the challenge or obstacle that this tower card is related to? Your income, your finances, your abundance, your prosperity. How do you feel about this? How does the listener feel about this? Hmm. Diplomatic. Perhaps you're feeling just a little bit detached. Really diplomatic about it, about your abundance and your finance. Maybe you realize that it's time to start something new, and that may be what this epiphany is all about. Um, but the obstacle, you're actually being very level-headed about it and very clear and concise about it, and deliberate and tactical in your approach to how you're going to grace. You're handling it with grace. If you've been in a time where the 10 of Pentacles was not a 10, it was a 5, you're really handling it with a really lot of grace and dignity. And what blessing. What blessing does the listener not see coming? That is the Empress card. There you go. I am going to take it out, but I'm going to let another one flip. Yeah, new ideas with the Empress card. And the Emperor card. I said I wanted one more. I was trying to not get too many cards, but yes. What is a hidden blessing? You're not going to see this abundance coming. I think that's what this tower is. There may be a sudden moment of clarity and truth. The communication coming through that genuinely surprises you. Uh, Interesting. I love this, which leads you towards walking away from being stuck. Um, so be prepared for this communication to come in. There is a hidden blessing of the messenger coming in to talk about this new abundance that actually does get you from being stuck, like removes you from being stuck. You can now move on. I love, love, love that. What is it that we're moving on from? What are we leaving behind? Ten of Swords. There's another card that flipped out underneath it. We'll see what that says. But this is the Ten of Swords. So you're leaving behind being stuck. You're literally leaving behind an exhausting ending. The being the you might. It's interesting. I'm trying to say victim and defeat at the same time, and I'm trying to make a new word. Stagnation. You're coming out from a time of stagnation. You're leaving behind this inability to move forward, rigid boundaries, rigid ways of. It's interesting because I don't feel like you necessarily have been rigid in your behavior, but you've been around other people who are very rigid in their thinking. So perhaps you're more open-minded and you follow your intuition and you follow your faith and you follow where you believe that you're being led, and that ultimately is what's leading you to this Empress. The blessing is your faith in what you were doing and faith in following what you know to be true, despite all outward appearances and what anybody else has to say about it. So we are leaving behind a time of endings and defeat and surrender and just kind of giving up on maybe ever achieving the dream. maybe ever getting what it is that you've always wanted. You thought that you couldn't do it, or it just wasn't coming no matter what you did and what you do. So how do we get the most out of this energy? Again, with the planning and the victory card on the bottom. I love it. Okay. How do we get the most of this energy? Give and take, balance, reciprocity, mentorship. Teach others what you know. Pass along the message of faith. When this comes through and this epiphany or this divine intervention happens, pass along the information. Be generous in communicating what has happened, where you have been, and where you are going. And how your faith and your history and how you created something new. Interesting. What do we need to be mindful of during this time? What do we need to be mindful of during this time? The cycles are changing. Um, when cycles change and you're going from the Ten of Swords right here to the Ten of Pentacles right here, um, it can be very hard to believe. It can be, okay, I've experienced something similar to this, or I was feeling like I was getting the Ten of Pentacles. I was on the right road. Everything was happening. And then this happened. But I think what Spirit is saying here is trust your instincts. Trust that the cycle is over. Trust that there's a new cycle beginning and it's meant for you. It's your turn. It's your turn. It's your turn. All of that to turn. With the death card on the bottom here, it's a transformation. Trust in the transformation. Trust in your deep-seated knowledge that all of your faith and patience and perseverance is about to pay off. You're right there. You're right there. And I wouldn't be surprised if you either have just gotten this epiphany or you're about to get this epiphany. All right, Spirit. Why don't you give us an outcome or advice? Take bold and assertive action. If there's something you want, go get it. Now is the time for you to. That wall looks really weird. Okay. Um, Now is the time for you to take assertive action toward your goals, toward what it is that you want. What else? This is a balance between strategic retreat, um, rest, preparing, and taking action, getting up and doing what needs to be done. So I think this is kind of where you are right now. We're still at a place where we're waiting for either divine intervention or the epiphany to strike. Maybe it just did. And perhaps you're feeling a little hesitant in taking any sort of action toward something that you thought you had to let go of. Spirit is saying don't. Um, it does feel a little bit like a waiting game, but it's more like you're waiting at I feel like waiting at the start line, even though we know you've been going for a really long time, but it's like you made it up to the start line. All that training, all those mornings you spent doing whatever you do to get ready, all of that is coming to fruition. And now it's time for the actual event to happen. Like the race for the racehorses is now going to happen. All of their conditioning, all of their training, everything that has happened has brought them all to this moment. And it's the same thing for you. All of everything that you have done has brought you to this moment of glory, this moment of resurrection, this moment of rebirth, this moment of bringing to the world what it is that you are supposed to bring to the world. What else, guys? Anything else? Yeah, look at that. You're carrying, oh, I love that too. It just keeps going good, 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 good. You're bringing in tradition, you're moving forward with something that you love and that you're passionate about. Good on you. The time is now. We're at the cusp of lining up in the gate to run the race. Everything that we've been preparing for. The time is here. We're in a bit of a wait still while everybody's lining up. Um, but the epiphany is coming, the realization is coming, and the transformation is coming. It's all here. Okay. I think that's it. I really want to pull a before tarot. It's right here. I love using these for predictive tarot. Kind of a what's next, what can we expect next thing. So let's do that, and then I'll wrap it. What can we expect next, Spirit? What is the next step here? What is the next step? Look at that. Complete, utter acceptance and grace and combining of your future. Um, the world card with the Wheel of Fortune. What is next? Completion of a cycle, beginning of a new cycle, the culmination of the journey. What else, guys? And beginning to receive the coin of these 10 of Pentacles. Whatever abundance means to you, you may receive some sort of information. It may be an offer letter if this is a career thing for you. It may be communication from another person that you have wanted to speak to if this is about a relationship for you. But I do think this is about career and money because it looks like um, what's next is beginning to reap the harvest. This Ace of Pentacles being handed to the Queen so that it can take its proper place in the court. The completion of a cycle, the melding of, and the beginning of something brand new. I do see that the pentacle is held by the snake, when snake is wisdom. Um, yes, that is also in the Garden of Eden, but we're not talking about that. But I do believe that what Spirit is saying is coming next is the beginning, completion, the molding, the coming together of this brand new future that you have really, really worked hard for. So, congratulations. I'm really proud of you. You did it. You're here, and I love you.